Welcome into the channel, everybody. This is another edition of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We got two tournament final games that I'll be covering today. The first one will start in about 6 or 7 minutes from now. The SEC title game between the number 3 seeded Tennessee Volunteers playing against the number 5 seed Auburn Tigers. So that's the first title game that I'll cover today. And then the last one before Selection Sunday will be the Big Ten title game, Michigan going up against Michigan State. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos of college basketball games, so stay in the know here. And into the March Madness tournament as well. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So closing out the day today, I'll also be doing a live reaction video of Selection Sunday as well. So feel free to join me for that if you like. But here we are, Tennessee against Auburn. This stream will start off momentarily here as I'll get you guys a little bit of the updates to both of these teams before we start out with the stream. So for the last 4 SEC tournament titles, all 4 of those tournament titles in the last 4 years were won by the Kentucky Wildcats. Yesterday, Tennessee knocked off the number 2 seed Kentucky 82-78 as the Vols were down with 3 minutes left by 8 points in that game. Lamonte Turner hit a huge 3-point shot to go ahead and take the lead for the Tennessee Vols. He hit that shot from the top of the key with about 30 seconds left to go as Tennessee beat Kentucky 82-78. We look how Auburn got there into this conference tournament final yesterday, pulling off the W against number 8 seeded Florida 65-62. As Auburn only had 4 turnovers total in that entire game, led by Jared Harper, once again the star point guard for the squad. He had 20 points for the Auburn Tigers. The game before that, Jared Harper had 27 points for Auburn in the win against number 4 seeded South Carolina. They beat them 73-64. They've played 3 games in a row. This is their 4th game in 4 straight days as they started out beating number 12 seeded Missouri 81-71. in the first game. So we look to these key players for both of the teams. We'll start off with the Tennessee Vols for this one as it's point guard versus point guard in this game. Jordan Bone for Tennessee. He had a career-high 27 points against Kentucky. That was 2 weeks ago, back on March 2nd. He had that big game. He averages just above 6 assists per game, and as that ranks first in the conference for the Tennessee Vols. We look to the point guard for Auburn, Jared Harper. Double-digit points in 29 out of 37 games played this season. Jared Harper is right behind Jordan Bone in assists per game as Harper just averages below 6 assists per game. That's good for 3rd in the SEC right now. We look to a couple of other key players out there. Grant Williams, the junior forward from Charlotte, North Carolina. He had a career-high 43 points against Vanderbilt back on January 23rd. Grant Williams leads the SEC in scoring, averaging about 19 points per game. He's also 3rd in the conference in shooting percentage from the field, shooting the ball at 56% from the floor. Other key players for the Tennessee Vols in this one, Admiral Schofield has 30 games with double-digit points on the season for the Vols. He averages just above 16 points per game, good for 5th right now in points per game for the SEC. Kyle Alexander, the senior forward from Canada for Tennessee, had a big game on Friday against Mississippi State as he scored 16 points in that game. That's the most points that Kyle Alexander has scored in 2019 so far this year. We look to the Auburn Tigers, their key players in this one. Chuma Okeke has 5 double-doubles on the season, leads the team in rebounds, averages just below 7 rebounds per game. Don't forget about Samir Dowdy. He had a season-high 20 points versus Murray State back in non-conference play, as Dowdy is the number 1 3-point shooter in the conference for the Auburn Tigers. He shoots the ball at just around 44% from behind the arc. And don't forget about Bryce Brown in there as well. He leads Auburn in points per game, just below 16 points per game. He averages this season as Bryce Brown has 29 games with double-digit points on the season for the Tigers. We look to what both of these teams do well this year. Auburn, they rank 1st in the SEC when it comes to steals per game. They average about 9 steals per game. That's ranked 5th right now in all college basketball. And also what Auburn does well is that they rank 2nd in the conference inside the SEC in three-point shooting percentage as they shoot the ball about 38% from behind the arc. That's good for 37th right now in college basketball. For the Tennessee Vols, what they do well this season, well, there's a couple of categories here. They're first in the SEC, 18th in all college basketball in points per game that they average, just above 82 points per game the Tennessee Vols average this season. They're also sixth in all college basketball in shooting percentage from the field, as they shoot the ball just a tad below 50% from the field on the season. And they're fourth in college basketball in assists per game, as they average 18.5 assists per game coming into this one. Tennessee against Auburn. This game will start off momentarily. We're going through the starting lineups right here. Bryce Brown to Auburn was just introduced on the court. If you can't make it to this game, feel free to join me for my next stream. Michigan against Michigan State. That one will tip off around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll have the Selection Sunday stream starting at 5:55 p.m. tonight with live reaction to the bracket when the teams are announced. So there's only one championship game right now going on. It's the Ivy League tournament. The scores: Yale is up 43-42 against Harvard with around 19:50 left to go in that game. Other than that, we have a couple of other tournament championship final games today. St. Louis plays against St. Bonaventure in the A10 final. That game tips off around the same time as this one does for the SEC tournament. Texas Arlington plays at Georgia State for the Sun Belt Conference Final. That one will tip off at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Also in the American, Cincinnati plays against Houston at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time in the American Conference Final. And of course, closing it out, Michigan against Michigan State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're a few minutes away here from tip-off between Tennessee and Auburn, just getting the starting lineups going here. We look to that bubble in college basketball. As we see, there's a couple of teams inside the last four in and the last four out. This is what we get here. Arizona State lost yesterday to Oregon, or they lost Friday against Oregon. Oregon won the Pac-12 championship against Washington yesterday. Arizona State's currently one of the teams inside the last four in at the moment, along with Temple, St. John's, and TCU. This is the deciding factor. TCU or NC State. We'll see who gets in. NC State currently has a 22-11 record overall, 9-9 in the ACC. Even with 22 wins, though, their strength of schedule for non-conference play ranks dead last in all college basketball. They had the easiest schedule out of every single team in non-conference play, ranked 353 in the nation out of 353 teams. Will it be enough to get North Carolina State in the tournament? Or do you take somebody with a 7-11 conference record in the TCU Horned Frogs inside the Big 12? We'll see what happens later today on Selection Sunday. There might be some stunners in there in the bracket. Does Belmont make it in? They're right outside, right next to North Carolina State in the first four out as well. They have, I think, 5 losses on the season. Only 5 losses, and they might not be able to make it in the bracket. Does the bracket projections and Selection Sunday crew take the Texas Longhorns with a 500 record, 16-16 overall? Will it be enough to make it in? We'll see later today on Selection Sunday. Still a lot to go down, as for Gonzaga is still able to get that number 1 seed, as they lost against St. Mary's by 13 earlier this week in the WCC final. Will Gonzaga still be able to get the 1 seed, or will Michigan State, if they beat Michigan later today in the Big Ten title game, will they bump Gonzaga off the 1 seed line? We'll see when it comes to Selection Sunday. But here we are, Tennessee against Auburn. We're almost ready for tip-off between both of these teams. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well, as I do play-by-play and live reactions to college basketball games. So stay in the know here with my channel. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So this is a big game for both of these teams as we look to the seeding, as Tennessee is projected to be a number 2 seed. But they could possibly be a 1 if Michigan State does lose. And then Auburn right now ranked as a number 5 seed in the tournament currently at this stage right now. Auburn with a huge win about a week ago against Tennessee, as Auburn won that game 84-80. Here we are with the tip-off as we get things going. So Auburn controls the tip. They're in the dark blue jerseys, orange lettering on their jerseys. So they took the away jerseys for this one. Tennessee in the white home jerseys and orange lettering. As we get under action, and looks like we already have a stoppage in time here. 19:44 left to go in the first. I'm going to update you guys with the score. This is the start of this one with 19:44 left remaining in this game. Auburn will get the inbound momentarily. They do. They have it at the top of the key here. They pass the ball left wing in the three-point perimeter. Now to the top of the key, dribbling out here for the Tigers. They have the ball first. Left wing three, deep from the outside. No good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Tennessee as that one went into the hands of Grant Williams. Tennessee now with the ball. They're at the right wing of the three-point perimeter, setting up the offense. With 19:20 left to go in the first, they feed the ball, and it's a jumper inside the key right there. They miss it, though. It gets rebounded by Auburn. They take it past the left side of the timeline. Left wing three. 2 3-pointers to start off, and they finally knock one down right there. 50% from behind the arc. They hit that three-point shot with 19 minutes left to go in the first. Bryce Brown with a huge three-point shot. Tennessee taking it coast to coast right there. Fast-paced offense, laying it up and in 3-2. Jordan Bone laid that one in. 3-2. Auburn up by 1. 18:50 left to go in the first. The Tigers with the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. They put the ball into the hands of Malik Dunbar. Now it goes into the hands of Chuma Okeke. Okeke passes it off left wing of the perimeter, trying to dribble inside. Jared Harper kicks it back out. Right wing three by Auburn. No good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Admiral Schofield of Tennessee. Tennessee with the ball. They take it past the timeline, trying to go inside. And there's a foul called on the play as Tennessee, Lamonte Turner, who hit the game go-ahead shot yesterday to beat Kentucky. He was trying to dribble in the lane right there, and Auburn tried to commit the foul. Looks like Auburn tried to take the charge, but they commit the foul there. Tennessee will get the inbound. The score's Auburn 3, Tennessee 2. We have 18:26 left to go. Going to update you guys with the score here in the chat. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. Shot goes down for Tennessee right there. Huge shot from the outside by Lamonte Turner, picking up where he left off yesterday with a huge three-point shot against Kentucky to seal the deal with a W. Auburn now with the ball. They're dribbling around the perimeter. They have it at the top of the key with Bryce Brown. Brown now trying to dribble inside, and he gets it to fall, lays it up and in. We're tied up at 5. 5 even with 17:55 left to go in the first. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already, the subscribe button as well. I call play-by-play and live reaction to college basketball games. Tennessee with the ball, left wing in the three-point perimeter with Jordan Bone. Passes it off. Grant Williams at the free throw circle, dribbling inside. Williams feeds it inside to his teammate, and he's fouled underneath the basket with 17:39 left to go in the first. So Lamonte Turner was fouled inside. Jared Harper of Auburn, and already in a little bit of foul trouble here. He has 2 fouls. We're not even 3 minutes into the game here. I'm going to update you guys in the score with the chat. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and it looks like Lamonte Turner's at the free throw line for Tennessee. Knocks down the first one, 6-5. Vols on top with 17:39 left to go in the first. We'll get a second shot here at the free throw line. Lamonte Turner back at the free throw line for the Vols. And knocks that one down. 7-5 lead for Tennessee. 17:35 left to go. Auburn with the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. This is Javon McCormick who has it. He passes it off left wing in that three-point perimeter for the Tigers. And they dribble it back towards the corner of the front court. Deep three from the outside. And no, it hits the front part of the irons. Horace Spencer misses the three-point shot, rebounded by Tennessee. The Vols take it past the timeline. 7:15 left to go in the first. They pass it off top of the key to the right wing of the perimeter here for the Vols. Calling up the offense, Lamonte Turner tried to take a three-point shot. It gets denied right there, tipped in the air, and it's going the other way. Auburn now with the ball, trying to float it into the low post. No good on the shot, but a foul called with 16:59 left to go in the first. Tennessee currently up 7-5 in the early stages of this one. Going to update you guys with the score. right there in the replay, Auburn was trying to dribble inside, and looks like Tennessee will get the ball back here off the inbound. So the Vols have it at the right wing of the perimeter. They pass it to the key. They try to go inside with it. They'll dribble back outside for the Vols. And deep three, left wing outside. Knocks it down right there for the three-point shot by Tennessee. 10-5. Lamonte Turner is 8 points out of the 10. 16.5 left to go in the first. Auburn with the ball. They take it past the timeline. This is Javon McCormick dribbling as he's closely guarded by Turner. Gets away from Turner now, and he kicks the ball out. Left corner three. Nothing but net, and now wants a swoosh from the outside. 10-8. Auburn showed up today to shoot the three ball. Chuma Okeke with a three-point shot. Tennessee now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. They pass it inside the key. It's stolen away by Auburn. Auburn right now is one of the top teams in the nation when it comes to steals per game. They rank 5th in all of college basketball in average steals per game this season, just above 9 steals per game. Auburn has the ball. They're down by 2. 15:50 left to go. They're at the right key. Jumper, fadeaway, no good. Rebounded by Tennessee. That's Grant Williams, who came up with a big board right there. 15:40 left to go in the first. Tennessee with the ball. The Vols have it now. They take it past the timeline. They pass it off at the free throw circle. And now they try to work their way inside, and there's a foul called on the offensive end on the Vols. Admiral Schofield gets called with a foul with 15.5 left to go. Going to update you guys here with a score as Tennessee has the 2-point lead against Auburn, 10-8 right now. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button and the subscribe button as well to my channel down below. We just hit our first timeout of the game, so right now I'm going to update you guys on the score. We'll go into the box score of a couple of other college basketball games going as well in their tournament final. Welcome to Selection Sunday, everybody. Stream number 1 of 2 streams that I'll be doing play-by-play today. I'll be closing it out with a Big Ten tournament title game, Michigan against Michigan State, starting around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. But here we are. First timeout, Tennessee up by 2 with 15.5 left. So let's see here the box score. Tennessee and their leading scorer. It's all Lamonte Turner here, just building off that big game yesterday that he had against Kentucky as Lamonte Turner hit the go-ahead three-point shot from the top of the key with about 30 seconds left to ice the game winner right there against Kentucky. Lamonte Turner is 8 out of the 10 points so far for the Vols. 2 points chipping in by Jordan Bone, coming off a huge game last week against Tennessee in the last game of the regular season, where Jordan Bone had 27 points on March 2nd against Kentucky. For Auburn, the leading score right now, it looks like it's Bryce Brown. He has 5 points so far by the Tigers. 3 points chipping in so far by Chuma Okeke. Auburn with a huge upset against Tennessee last Saturday. The Saturday before that was the one that Tennessee beat Kentucky. So we're going to look at the college basketball scoreboard here. There's other games going on right now. We're at a TV timeout between Tennessee and Auburn. We're going to get back to action momentarily, so stay in the know here. We're Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Harvard in the Ivy League tournament final up against Yale, 52-48 right now. We have about 16-10 left to go in that game. Other games going on with their tournament final. It's St. Bonaventure, who's playing St. Louis right now, and the Bonnies have the 8-2 lead in the A10 tournament final with about 14:58 left to go in the game for that one. But here we are. We're about to get back to action with Auburn and Tennessee. So, yeah, good game so far. 2-point game here early on. We have 15.5 left before halftime when we do get back to the action, which we will do momentarily. One thing I've seen from Auburn is that they've taken a pretty good amount of 3-point shots in the early stages here. Going to get that number for you guys. Yeah, they've already attempted 5 3-point shots. They've knocked down 2 of them from behind the arc so far. So here we are, Auburn against Tennessee. Most 3-point shots in SEC season history. It goes to this season's Auburn team with 383 3-point shots they've made from the field. So that's already a record. Most 3-point shots a team has converted on in the SEC conference. Auburn with 383. They beat the old record by the 84-85 Arkansas team of 381. Here we are back to action, Auburn with the ball. As they have it now at the top of the key, dribbling with it. This is Javon McCormick, dribbling towards that right wing of the perimeter. He puts the ball into the hands now, left wing of the perimeter to Samir Dowdy. Dowdy now trying to work his way inside, kicks the ball back outside, left corner three once again. It's a rattle out and a miss. Almost tipped into the wrong bucket by Tennessee as they try to rebound it, but they did recover the rebound. Tennessee has the ball with 14:50 left to go. They pass it left wing of the perimeter here to Jordan Bowden. Bowden passes it over to Admiral Schofield, right wing of that three-point perimeter here, as that is Jordan Bone who has the ball for Tennessee. Bone now passes it off to John Fulkerson. Off the bench for Tennessee, passes it inside and lays it up and in right there as Grant Williams gets behind the defense for two. 12-8, Tennessee up by 4. A quick three-point shot from the left wing from the outside by Auburn. It's no good off the top of the rim. Rebounded by Tennessee here. They're trying to take it inside. They're moving into the lane, and they get stripped away with the ball. Auburn picks it up, trying to push tempo on the other end. They lay it up. It's too high over the backboard. Tennessee gets the ball back. 14-10 left to go in the first. Tennessee slowing down tempo as they're about to cross that half-court line right there at center court. They do. They have the ball now at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. This is Jordan Bowden who has it for the Vols. He puts the ball back into the hands of Jordan Bone. Puts it now into the hands of Schofield. Schofield passes it now. Free throw circle. Trying to dribble inside and no good. Too strong off the backboard by Grant Williams. Rebounded here by Auburn. Tennessee is up 12-8. We have 13:40 left to go before halftime. Auburn with the ball. As they're at the top of the key here, dribbling with it. This is Bryce Brown. And it's now into the hands of Javon McCormick. McCormick almost lost the ball. His teammate gets it back, trying to put it up and in off the glass, and he does. And he's fouled as well. Add 2 to the scoreboard for Auburn, and Horace Spencer. I think that's, number 0. Horace Spencer will go to the line for 1 as well. So I'm going to update you guys on the score here in the chat. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to my channel if you like as well. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos at college basketball games, so stay in the know here throughout the rest of the game and into the March Madness tournament. So here we are at the free throw line with Auburn. They're down by 2, 12-10. We have 13:26 left to go in the first. This is Horace Spencer at the free throw line for the Tigers. He's a 60% free throw shooter, and he knocks it down. Banks that one home out off the backboard, 12-11 right now. Spencer checks out of the game for the Tigers. We have 13:26 left to go before halftime. Tennessee with a 1-point lead as they have the ball. They'll take it past the timeline here for the Tigers. As this is Jordan Bone who has it. He passes it right wing of the perimeter into the hands of Yves Pons now of Tennessee. Back into the hands of Jordan Bone. Top of the key three from the outside. Schofield, no good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebound by Auburn now. They set up the offense. Left wing three by Auburn. No good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Tennessee. 12-11, Tennessee with a ball. They're moving it around the perimeter, left corner of the three-point perimeter with a point guard, Jordan Bone. Throws it inside, backing his way, low post, Schofield. Air balls in, and it goes out of bounds off the fingertips of an Auburn player. So Tennessee will regain possession here on the inbound when we do get back to action. 12-11 is the score. Here we are. We're getting ready to go back to action. Left corner three from the outside. Turner knocks it down right there for Lamonte Turner. A huge game to start off. 15-11 right now with 12:30 left to go. Draining three-point shot after three-point shot. Auburn now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key, dribbling with it. They try to work their way inside. They kick it back outside. Left corner three by the Tigers. No good off the iron. Offensive rebound, though, by Chuma Okeke. Sets back up the offense. Top of the key three for Auburn. No good. Hits the top of the iron by Bryce Brown. Missed three-point shot there. Rebounded by Tennessee. 15-11 left. 15-11 is the score. 12 minutes left to go before halftime. Tennessee with the ball up by 4. Top of the key with Lamonte Turner. He passes it off. And now they try to beat it, trying to go baseline inside. Schofield gets denied. And the ball looks like it will go back to Auburn here with 11:52 left to go in the first. So Admiral Schofield right there for the Vols trying to dribble inside, and he couldn't bank home the shot. He got denied right in the low post underneath the basket. I'm going to update you guys on the score here, because this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Tennessee with a 4-point lead, 15-11. When we do get back to action, we'll have 11:52 left to go before halftime. Hey, what is up? Thank you for coming back to my video. Pretty good game so far, Tennessee and Auburn. I'll be doing oh, thank you. It should be a big crowd, hopefully, for that game. Michigan against Michigan State, one of the biggest rivalries in all of college basketball. And, of course, they'll be playing in the Big Ten title game against each other. So, yeah, that should be a huge game, the next one, the Big Ten title game. And then I added another video. We'll see. I think Tennessee most likely will have the edge this time against Auburn, but Michigan against Michigan State, that game might be a real nail biter. Might cut into some of the selection Sunday stuff. Hopefully it doesn't go past that time because I need I'm also doing the selection Sunday live reaction stream I added this morning. So yeah, hopefully both of these games are pretty good games here. I think actually since it's on CBS, if Michigan against Michigan State does go into overtime, I think the selection Sunday has to start later, right after the Michigan State game, because the tournament committee won't know the seeds to put them on for Michigan against Michigan State if the game's still going into overtime. So I think the selection show would have to start later, like right after the conclusion of that game, because both of those things, the Michigan State game and also the selection show, both of those things are on CBS as well. So we have a TV timeout currently right now between Tennessee and Auburn. We have the A10 title game, as St. Bonaventure came out to work and play today. They have a 16-5 lead with about 12 minutes left to go in the first against St. Louis. So that's what's going on right now in that A10 title game. We're going to get back to action shortly here. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. ESPN right now has the Tennessee against Auburn game. CBS has the A10 title game between St. Bonaventure and St. Louis. But yeah, CBS will have Michigan against Michigan State. And they'll also have the selection show. I'll type that in. So here we are, back to action. Auburn with a ball. So Auburn has it at the top of the key here. Tennessee now. So Auburn got the bucket right there. Samir Dowdy going into the low post had it. Tennessee now with the ball at the top of the key. So Tennessee dribbling towards that free throw circle jumper here for the Vols. They knock it down 17-13 in the SEC title game here in the early stages. Jordan Bowden coming off the bench, hitting that shot right there. 11 minutes left to go before halftime. Auburn with the ball. They pass it left wing of the perimeter here for the Tigers. And now they're trying to back their way inside the low post in the key. The jumper, no good. It rattles out. Rebounded here by, there's a fight for the rebound. Tennessee does have it as bodies hit the floor hard on that play. Tennessee taking it inside the lane, and what a block from behind by Auburn. So Auburn gets the ball back there at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. They pass it off to the right corner. Right wing three from the outside, and it hits the top of the iron. Another miss by the Tigers. Tennessee with a rebound. 17-13, 10:40 left to go in the first. Tennessee with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Yes, St. Bonaventure again coming out to play in that A10 title game right now against St. Louis. I looked at the score a few minutes ago, and they're up by a pretty good amount early on. As Tennessee tried to dribble baseline, no good. Too strong off the backboard. Rebounded by Auburn. We have 10:20 left to go in the first. The Tigers now trying to dribble inside. Up and in. They get the bucket to fall with 10:19 remaining, and they get the foul call as well, so they'll go to the line for one. What a huge shot there. That looked impossible to make, as Auburn, number 4 for the Tigers, Malik Dunbar, was trying to dribble inside the low post, and he banked the shot home off the backboard, up and in. Wow, yeah, that's surprising. St. Bonaventure's been playing really, really good as of late. I saw the game against URI yesterday, and St. Bonaventure was down by 15 with around like 10 minutes left to go before halftime. And then they came back, and I think they outscored like Rhode Island throughout the rest of the game. It had to be something crazy, like 48-17. They outscored them throughout the rest of the game when they were down by 15. Rhode Island did so well at the beginning of the game, like all their shots were falling, and then after like once the halfway point of the first half came, they just fell apart. Like fatigue played a huge role because Rhode Island played 3 straight games in a row. So Malik Dunbar is a 61% free throw shooter. Here he is at the charity stripe, and no good there. Rebounded by Tennessee with 10 minutes left to go. The Vols have it here as they take it past the timeline. They pass it off right wing of the three-point perimeter here for the Vols. Lamonte Turner, he hit the game-winning shot yesterday against Kentucky with about 30 seconds left to pull them ahead. Tennessee trying to go with the ball, and I think they got fouled with 9:44 left to go in the first. So that graphic just came up on the screen. Inside the SEC tournament, 7 out of 12 games have been decided by 10 points or fewer in the past 12 SEC tournament final games here. And the first one goes down at the free throw line by Tennessee. They have the 3-point lead, 18-15. And second one rattles out, no good, rebounded by Auburn. The Tigers have the ball. They take it past that timeline. They have it at the top of the key here. Now left wing three from the outside. No good by the Tigers. Rebounded by Tennessee with 9.5 left to go. Tennessee takes it past the timeline. Auburn shooting the ball really, really cold from behind the arc. They're 2 for 12 right now. Tennessee tried to take it all the way to the hoop. They had a clear lane. They missed the layup, though. Off the backboard, too strong. Rebounded by Auburn with 9:10 left to go in the first. They have the ball at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. They're trying to dribble in the lane. The shot goes down right there. Nice shot by McCormick. Javon McCormick got that shot to go for the Tigers. 18-17. We got ourselves a 1-point game. Tennessee with the ball dribbling towards the left wing of the three-point perimeter. This is Jordan Bone. He had a career-high 27 points against Kentucky back on March 2nd. Bone dribbling towards the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Free throw circle jumper now for Bone. Hits the front part of the iron. Rebounded by Anthony McLemore of Auburn. So McLemore got the rebound. Auburn with the ball. They have it. Dribbling towards the right side of the perimeter. They put the ball into the hands of Malik Dunbar. He puts that ball back into the hands of Javon McCormick, calling the play here for the Auburn Tigers. Left corner three, no good. They're shooting the ball really cold from behind the arc. I think they're 2 for 14 right now with 3-point shots. Tennessee got the rebound with 8:05 left to go. It's only a 1-point game, even though none of the shots have been falling for Auburn. Tennessee has missed the last 6 out of 7 shots from the field as well. Tennessee tried to pass the ball inside. It gets tipped, stolen away by the Tigers. And they lay it up and in transition. Auburn with a 1-point lead, 19-18. So right there off the steal, 4 turnovers so far by Tennessee, 0 by Auburn. Auburn's been clean so far in the turnover game. Tennessee has the ball once again. They're passing it around that 3-point line, working it inside, and we do have a foul call with 7:33 left to go in the first. Yeah, yep. Houston against Tennessee starts at 3:15 today. Yeah, I think Houston's going to be a team to watch out for in the tournament. Going to update you guys with the score here in the chat. 19-18 Auburn, up by 1. Houston looks really, really good. They were up throughout most of that game yesterday against Memphis by like 10, 11 points. But Houston I've got as one of my sleepers that can make a huge run into the tournament right now. It was basically an away game yesterday for Houston. They played at the Memphis Tigers arena. Like, that whole American Conference tournament is being held at the Memphis Tigers arena there inside Memphis, Tennessee. So it was basically like 90% all blue jerseys and blue shirts yesterday supporting Memphis against the game against Houston. Houston comes out and They were up throughout most of the game by like 10, 11 points throughout the majority of that game. Memphis cut the lead in to 1 like late in that game, and then Houston got a big rebound, hit some shots at the free throw line, and they won by 3 points. But here we are again, Houston against Cincinnati in the American Tournament Championship game, starting off at 3:15 Eastern time today. Houston already beat Cincinnati last week. I think it was a week ago, last Sunday. It was a home game for Cincinnati, and Cincinnati got crushed against Houston. So here we are again in the American title game, this time on a neutral court. And I kind of feel like that was like unfair for like Memphis to be hosting this American tournament when they actually play at that arena who's hosting the tournament, because Memphis beat Central Florida in the quarterfinal round, and Central Florida right now is on the bubble as they snapped Houston's home game winning streak that they had. I think it was like 33 games that Houston had in a row that they won at home at the Fertitta Center, and then Central Florida snapped that. And then for the conference tournament, Central Florida played against Memphis at the Memphis Arena, and they got crushed against Memphis. So for conference tournaments, there's a couple of other conference tournaments going on today. There's a close one between Yale and Harvard currently, as Yale has the 4-point lead, 63-59, with around 10 minutes left to go in that game. Make it 64-59. So Yale with a lead, and here we are in the SEC tournament final. Auburn against Tennessee. We're going to get back to action really shortly. Auburn with a 1-point lead with 7:33 left to go. So here we are back to action. Tennessee with the inbound, and they had the ball inside, and it's another steal as the ball was tipped up in the air by Auburn. 5 turnovers by Tennessee, 0 by Auburn. In transition, a 3-point shot at the top of the key for the Tigers. They were behind a few minutes ago. Now they're ahead. 22-18, Auburn with a 4-point lead. 7:10 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes here by the Tigers. We got ourselves, looks like a offensive foul called on Tennessee as they tried to set the pick play right there to get called with the offensive foul. Wow. We have 7 minutes left to go in this game. 4-point lead by Auburn here. Left wing 3 by the Tigers, knocking down another one. They were cold early on. I think they were like 2 for 13 shooting from behind the arc, but this team just keeps on working the 3-point shot, and they've hit the last 2. 25-18, Auburn with a 7-point lead, 6:40 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. They have it at the free throw circle, passing it inside. It's another steal by the Tigers as they get possession of that ball. Auburn ranks right now 5th in all college basketball in steals per game. And we got a foul call with 6.5 left to go. First in the conference for Auburn in steals per game. They average about 9 steals per game. They've already forced 6 turnovers by Tennessee. We had a foul call by Tennessee, only their 4th that they picked up. So Auburn will get the ball here back on the inbound with 6:25 left to go. And we have offensive foul right there. I think that was on Horace Spencer of Auburn. So the ball will go back to Tennessee with 6:27 left to go in the first. So Tennessee here will get the inbound, 6:20 left to go. They take it past the right side of the timeline. They pass the ball right wing of the 3-point perimeter. Now they try to feed it at the right elbow. The ball goes out of bounds once again as Auburn tried to steal it, and there was a fight for it as Auburn tipped the ball out of bounds. A Tennessee player right there, Grant Williams, tried to grab it there, and the ball went right out of bounds. So Auburn will get possession. Yeah, what is up? Thank you so much for joining me in the chat, Ryan. I'll be doing another stream later today, Michigan against Michigan State. I'll also be doing a stream later tonight after that, the Selection Sunday game. So 6:02 left to go. Auburn with a 7-point lead. Going to update you guys with a chat here in the score. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos to college basketball games, so stay in the know here into the March Madness tournament with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. For this game, I thought that Tennessee could possibly win this right now, but they're down by 7. We'll see how this one goes on throughout the game. Lamonte Turner was getting hot early on, but he hasn't been scoring in the past few minutes. So, yeah, they need to get the ball back into the hands of the hot hand Turner. He has most of the points here by the Vols. Tennessee with the ball. They're down by 7. Trying to dribble inside, and another missed pass, and a steal once again by Auburn. They rank 5th in all college basketball in steals per game. Auburn right now has forced Tennessee in a good amount of turnovers. I think Tennessee's turned the ball over around 7 or 8 times so far in this game. I'll check that stat when we go on commercial break. Auburn trying to go inside baseline, kick it back outside left corner of the 3-point perimeter. They pass it off. Now they try to work their way inside, laying it up and then past the defense right there for the Tigers. D'Angelo Purifoy getting that one to go. We have a 12-0 run in the last 4 minutes by Auburn. Timeout called by Rick Barnes, head coach of Tennessee. Going to update you guys here with a chat in the score. 27-18 Auburn. Playing the last 3 minutes here as they've come out on fire. I just updated you guys here with a chat. 12-0 run in the last 4 minutes by the Auburn Tigers. Let's look at these leading scores for both of these teams. Tennessee right now, Lamonte Turner with 8 points. He had all 8 of those points, and I think like the first 4 minutes of this game is he nailed both of his 3-point shots. They need to get the ball into his hands more often if Tennessee wants to get the victory here. The score 27-18 right now, 5:06 left to go. Other games going on right now inside the Ivy League final. Looks like Yale with a 71-59 lead over Harvard. So Yale most likely is going to clinch that automatic bid into the tournament. St. Bonaventure up against St. Louis, 22-15 in the A10 tournament final. About 7:10 left to play in that game as well. So here we are back to action. Tennessee with the ball. They pass it off top of the key. And now they pass the ball, trying to dribble inside the low post, and they deny him right there, but Tennessee gets back the ball. They feed it inside, and it's another steal by Auburn right there. Sloppy pass inside the key by Tennessee. Left wing 3. Oh, and there we go with a 3-ball, 30-18. What is up, little man knows sports? Thank you so much for joining me back on the channel. I'll be doing Michigan against Michigan State later today at 3:30, so that will hopefully be a big game. Hopefully a lot of people will tune in for that. One of the biggest college basketball rivalries in college basketball for the Big Ten title game. 11 turnovers by Tennessee. They tried to dribble it inside, and the ball went on the bounce. Auburn right now with a hot hand in this one. 30-18. The Tigers projected to be the 5 seed, and they're on a 15-0 run in the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I just updated the score here for you guys. I'm streaming this game off of ESPN3.com since I don't have cable, so it might be a little bit behind the actual ESPN feed because that's usually how the ESPN restreams are for some reason. So that's usually the reason why if my game's behind. Hey, welcome back, Ronnie. Thank you so much for joining me. Glad to have you back to the channel. Auburn on a huge 15-0 run, trying to make it 17. Dish it inside, and we got ourselves a foul called in the low post as Auburn will shoot two at the line with 3:58 left to go in the first. I'll be doing the Selection Sunday show as well later today after the conclusion of my stream. Michigan against Michigan State. Right now, looking like Auburn has been on fire. 15-0 run. They'll go back to the free throw line, see if they can make it 16 or 17 after this commercial break. Right now, this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Hit that like button and the subscribe button down below if you're new to the channel as well. And I'll be doing the next game, CBS that game should be in real time as well. It shouldn't be behind the stream like I'm doing for ESPN3 because I don't have cable here. So it's usually like 45 seconds behind the ESPN actual stream that they have on cable. But right here, 30-18 Auburn with a 12-point lead, as we'll get back to action very shortly. Inside the A10 title game right now at the moment, St. Bonaventure with a lead over St. Louis, 26-19 right now with around 5 minutes left to go before halftime. In the Ivy League title game, Yale with a 12-point lead against Harvard with 7.5 left to go in that one. Yale with a 73-61 lead. Other games going on for conference tournament championships later today. Texas Arlington plays against Georgia State in the Sun Belt final. That one tips off in around 25 minutes from now. Houston playing against Cincinnati in the American Conference final. That game tips off at 3:15 p.m. Eastern time. Michigan State, I'll have that stream for you guys. That one is 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Should be a huge game between both of those teams. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. Going to get you into some of these stats here. Is Tennessee has turned the ball over 10 times in this game. Auburn's only turned the ball over once right now. So that's been the big key in this one. Also, 8 steals by Auburn already in the first half. And Auburn as a team ranks 5th in all college basketball in average steals per game. They average just above 9 steals per game. They already have 8 right here with 3:58 left to go in the first. That's what's making the difference right now as the Auburn Tigers have that 12-point lead. They're also shooting the ball much better at the field from Tennessee. Auburn shooting the ball at 43%. Tennessee only 32% from the field. That's very uncharacteristic of Tennessee because they rank 6th in all college basketball in shooting percentage right now in the nation, as Tennessee was coming into this game shooting just below 50% from the field. Hey, what's up again, Ryan? Thank you guys for joining back on here. Both the brothers, Ryan and Ronnie here. Glad to have you guys on the channel. If you guys know anybody else who likes college basketball, feel free to hit that share button down below and the subscribe button as well, if you haven't done so already. I think you guys have, but if you have any friends who haven't, or if you have any friends who like college basketball, feel free to share my video. And yeah, it's always great to get people here in the chat. First shot at the free throw line, it goes down for Auburn. They have the 31-18 lead with 3:58 left to go. So a 13-point lead here for the Tigers. So again, another opportunity here at the free throw line. And that one is no good. So it gets rebounded by Tennessee. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Tennessee has not hit a shot in the last 7 minutes and 25 seconds. They're 0 for 7 from the field. They have the ball, left elbow jumper. No good. That rim is not generous to them. It ringed right around the rim and it went out. Rebounded by Auburn. They have it at the top of the key here. They dribble towards the right wing of the perimeter. This is Samir Dowdy, who's the best three-point shooter in the SEC. He just missed that three-point shot. We do have a foul on the play, a rebounding foul committed by the Tigers. So the ball will go back to Tennessee with 3:23 left to go in the first. So Tennessee here will get the inbound. And we have a timeout called on the inbound by the Vols. So Rick Barnes burns the timeout there with 3:23 left to go in the first. So he'll talk some things over. Tennessee in a little bit of trouble in this one. But just like yesterday, Tennessee was down by 8 points with around 3 minutes left to go against Kentucky. They came back and won that game. 30 seconds left. Lamonte Turner hit that go-ahead shot to give Tennessee the lead. We look to these title droughts for both of these teams. Kentucky has won the past 4 SEC title games. Tennessee has never won an SEC tournament since 1979. It's been 40 years that they've had that drought going. For Auburn, they've only won 1 SEC tournament title. That game was back in 1985 when they won it, as that's the only time they've won the SEC tournament in 34 years ago. Three-pointer from the outside, no good by Tennessee. They do get the offensive rebound. They set it up at the free throw circle. They pass it inside, trying to go low post, no good. They are missing shots left and right, and it gets rebounded up inside, and Tennessee with a big bucket with 2:52 left to go, and they go to the line for one as well. I'm going to update you guys here with a chat. 31-20. Tennessee really needed that bucket to get back into the game. Thank you so much for asking me to be a moderator. I've got like a couple of people have asked me that already, but I'm fine doing it by myself right now. But thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it. Second shot at the free throw line, good by Tennessee. 10-point game. We have 2:40 left to go in the first. As Auburn has the ball now, they have it towards that top of the key. The Tigers with a 10-point lead. They're dribbling towards the free throw circle inside. They pass it right corner three. And no good. It hits the front part of the iron. It gets rebounded by Lamonte Turner of the Vols. We have 2:15 left to go in the first, and another steal as Turner tried to take it up the court. Auburn now with the ball, 3-on-1, and they push the ball back outside. They got a couple of players right there who are open to hit three-point shots, but they just kind of became a little bit relaxed with the ball and just passed it around the perimeter instead. So they're chewing time most likely. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, trying to work their way inside. No good. Hits the top of the backboard. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity, and that one could not float in as well. Too strong off the backboard. So rebounded by Tennessee. So Tennessee now with the ball. They pass it right wing of that three-point perimeter. It's into the hands of Admiral Schofield. Schofield now passes it off. Baseline jumper, deep two. No good. Tennessee cannot hit the shots today. They haven't been able to hit jump shots in a very long time. 1:20 left to go. 10-point lead here by Auburn. And now Auburn trying to take it inside. Left corner three from the outside. And no good. Hits the front part of the iron. And an offensive foul called on the play by the Tigers. So the ball go back to Tennessee here with 1:10 left to go. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos to college basketball games, so stay in the know here from now into the March Madness tournament with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 10-point game by Auburn. They've played some really, really competitive defense here in the first half, forcing Tennessee into a ton of turnovers. Going to look at that number for you guys to see how many times Tennessee's turned over the ball. 11 turnovers so far. So Auburn will get the ball here, back on the inbounds. 1 minute left to go before halftime. Auburn now with the ball at the free throw circle. They pass it right elbow. They try to work their way inside. Jumper in the low post, no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Auburn, and we do a foul call with 47 seconds left to go before halftime. (31-21) is the score. We have 47 seconds remaining before the half. Auburn at the free throw line with Chuma Okeke. Hits the first one at the line for the Tigers. They have the 11-point lead. 32-21. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I call play-by-play and live reaction of college basketball games, so stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube into the March Madness tournament. Okeke at the line to shoot his second one here at the free throw line. No good as Tennessee gets the rebound. So 40 seconds left before halftime. Tennessee trying to dribble baseline to kick the ball back outside. And now the ball goes out of bounds. They try to battle for it. Another turnover by the Vols, so it goes back to Auburn. So I wouldn't be able to show the game on here because if I do so, I get a copyright strike on my YouTube account because it's copyright contact. So copyrighted content. So I wouldn't be able to show the game here on the stream. But yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking. I've usually get like a good amount of people asking, so I have to like explain every time about the copyrighted content stuff. So if I do show the game, YouTube would like take the video down like probably like 10 to 15 minutes later, and then I get a strike on my account and I wouldn't be able to post any more videos for like a month or so. So here we are back to action. 10 seconds before halftime, Auburn with the ball. They floated out here to the right elbow, backing his way inside a low post jumper by the Tigers. No good, off the mark. Tennessee with a rebound. 3 seconds left before halftime. They pass it, trying to go to the horn, laying it up and in right there at the buzzer for the Vols. So they put 23 on the board before halftime. That was a big bucket there for Tennessee. So I'm going to update you guys here with a score. Before the game, I thought that Tennessee could pull out the victory here. They've struggled a lot in the early stage of this game. That they've turned over the ball. I think I'm going to look at that number. I think 12 turnovers right now in the first half by Tennessee. So that's what's really, really killing them. I thought that Tennessee coming into this one could pull out the W in the conference tournament. We'll see what happens in the second half, though. So right now we're at halftime. A huge bucket by Tennessee to pull this game within single digits at halftime. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play and live reactions of college basketball games, so stay in the know here throughout the March Madness tournament with my channel. So the game I'll be doing after this will be the big one, Michigan against Michigan State. So feel free to tune into that game as well. I'll also be doing a Selection Sunday stream, adding that into that as well. So let's see here. The leading scores for both of the teams. For Auburn, leading the way, 11 points by Bryce Brown right now. For the Auburn Tigers, he's shooting the ball 3 for 7 from behind the arc. Auburn has attempted 23-point shots in the first half. They've hit 5 of them, but they keep on working that 3-point shot from behind the arc, trying to drop down as many 3-pointers as possible. For Tennessee, currently Lamonte Turner leading the way with 8 points. They need to get the ball into his hands more throughout the second half, because Lamonte Turner was the difference in the early stage of this game. Like the first 5 minutes throughout the game, Lamonte Turner had those 8 points in the first 5 minutes. They need to get the ball back into his hands. He hit the go-ahead shot to give Tennessee the win yesterday against Kentucky. Oh, geez, did you start streaming the game, like the actual one that they kicked you off on the channel? Like, did you actually stream the actual like live stream of the ESPN game going on? Because that's where they kick you off the channel. Because I've seen that done with NFL games where people have been able to like live stream NFL games. They do it for 10 minutes, and then YouTube comes over and sees that they've been doing that game, and they take the video down or so. But here we are at halftime. We have a couple of other conference tournament games going on right now in their championship games. Yale with an 86-74 lead in the Ivy League tournament final against Harvard. So it looks like Yale's going to be punching their ticket into the March Madness tournament. In the A10 tournament final, we're at halftime between St. Bonaventure and St. Louis, 34-25. The Bonnies with a lead currently in that game, and at halftime as well with a game I'm streaming. Tennessee is down by 9. They got a big bucket right before the halftime horn as they laid it right up and in. So Auburn has the 32-23 lead at the half, but Tennessee with a huge reverse-handed layup right before halftime to cut the Auburn lead down to single digits. We have a bunch of other games going on in college basketball later today with their conference tournaments. Tennessee Arlington going up against Georgia State in the Sun Belt Conference Championship title game. Also in the American Conference Tournament game, it's Cincinnati going up against Houston. Houston right now looks red hot, unstoppable. They beat Memphis yesterday by 3 points, but they also played at Memphis's home arena, who's hosting the entire American Conference Tournament. And of course, the last game I'll have streamed for you guys today with a play-by-play will be Michigan against Michigan State. One of the biggest rivalries in college basketball going right at it. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be covering that game for you guys. And don't forget to tune in to my Selection Sunday live stream as well. Right after the conclusion of Michigan against Michigan State, I'll start that up approximately about 5:55 p.m. Eastern time, talking about Selection Sunday, doing live reactions of what teams make it into the tournament, announcing what teams who don't make it into the tournament. We'll talk about some college basketball in the chat if you guys would like, and that's what we'll do during the Selection Sunday stream as well. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part of the channel, as I do play-by-play and live reaction videos, keeping you up to date here with the March Madness tournament. As right after the Michigan State game, that will be my last game that I'll stream until Thursday when the tournament starts, as I'll most likely be doing basically all the CBS games, because that's what I get here at my house. I don't have cable, so I won't be able to get the True TV, TNT, and TBS games, so I only get CBS. But one of my friends does want to stream with me as well, so he has cable, so we might use his basement, and we might be able to get some of the other games in there as well in that Turner TV package. So let's see. I'm gonna look at some of these team stats here since we're at halftime between Auburn and Tennessee. As Auburn a few minutes ago was shooting from the field around like 42%. That number dropped to 33% shooting from the floor. Tennessee right now only 32% shooting from the floors. That's very uncharacteristic for the Vols at halftime, as they rank 6th in all college basketball in shooting percentage on the season, as they shoot the ball this season just below 50% from the floor. They also have one of the best shooters inside the SEC conference, Grant Williams, who shoots the ball around 56% from the floor on the season. Just going to check Grant Williams' numbers. He's also the leading scorer of this team, and at halftime, Grant Williams only accounts for 2 points. So for Tennessee, they need to get the ball into the hands of Williams more and more often. And this one, also Lamonte Turner in the second half. He has 8 points today. He had the go-ahead game-clinching bucket against Kentucky yesterday with about 30 seconds left. So they need to utilize Williams more. Also, Lamonte Turner and Schofield as well in the second half. Admiral Schofield has only been held to 4 points in that first half. One of the things, though, Tennessee's done well currently in this game is they're out-rebounding Auburn 26-19, something that they've struggled in the first half. They keep on turning over the ball. Tennessee got forced into 12 turnovers in the first half. Auburn with 10 steals before halftime. Pretty crazy number. Double-digit steals before the half. Auburn's been stealing the ball all season long, as they rank 5th in all college basketball in steals per game, 1st in the SEC, as Auburn averages just above 9 steals per game. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below, the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos to college basketball games when they are going on, so stay in the know with my channel, Behind the Arc Basketball, on YouTube. Michigan against Michigan State later today. That should be a good game, hopefully. Big number of people in that chat for the Big Ten title game, one of the biggest rivalries in all college basketball as well. Michigan against Michigan State. I don't even know who I have in that game, because Michigan, the past 2 games, have been playing really well. The game could go either way, whereas Michigan State's led by the Big Ten Player of the Year, most likely, Cassius Winston, as he ranks 3rd in all college basketball in assists per game. This could go either way for both of these teams. Michigan State's won both of the games so far against Michigan, but Michigan, the past 2 games that they've played, it looks like they're back to their November form here, where they were crushing teams in non-conference play. Like they beat North Carolina, I think it was like 84-67 in non-conference play back in November, and then they crushed Villanova. I think it was like 73-47 or something like that. They beat Villanova. So Michigan, the past 2 games, I've got the scores here. They crushed Iowa, and they also crushed Minnesota yesterday. They beat Iowa 74-53 on Friday. Yesterday, they beat Minnesota 76-49. So if they have that top 5 defense on the season, scoring defense that they've had, and can hold Michigan State, this could be Michigan's game here. But Michigan State just has so many good players in the lineup, all led by Cassius Winston, one of the top point guards this season in all college basketball. 3rd in assists per game. He averages about 7 assists per game. He's just an incredible player. He also averages about 19 points per game. So that should be a huge game later today, the Big Ten tournament final, Michigan against Michigan State. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below, the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play with my live reaction and play-by-play calls of college basketball games. So stay in the know here with my channel Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So just going to update you guys with a couple of scores going on in college basketball. We have around 2 minutes left to go in play in the Ivy League tournament final. Yale is beating Harvard, and Yale has put up 91 points. So Yale leading Harvard 91-77, trying to close out and get the Ivy League crown. At halftime between St. Bonaventure and St. Louis, 34-25. The Bonnies are up by 9 at halftime in that game. Other games will be tipping off momentarily. Texas Arlington playing against Georgia State in the Sun Belt Conference tournament final. That game will start off in like 3 or 4 minutes. And then Cincinnati will play against Houston in the American tournament final. That will tip off in around an hour and 15 minutes from now. An hour and a half from now, we'll have Michigan against Michigan State here on my channel. So we look to those bubble teams in the bracket here. I'll get you guys some of these bubble teams, how they look like here in the bracket. Who's in, who's out? That's what the committee will decide around 6 o'clock today with their Selection Sunday show. TCU or North Carolina State. That's what it's like with the last team in and the first team out of the tournament. TCU looks like they might be the last team in according to ESPN. So ESPN Bracketology has TCU in. They have a conference record of 7-11 in the Big 12. Really, really ugly conference record, but that might be able to do it if they do get into the tournament. Whereas North Carolina State has a 9-9 conference record in the ACC. They play in a stronger conference with more talented teams in there like Duke, North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida State, and Virginia Tech. But here we are, NC State might not be able to get into the tournament basically because of their non-conference strength of schedule. Their non-conference strength of schedule is the easiest out of every single team in college basketball, as it's ranked 353 for their strength of schedule for non-conference. So that might not make it there for North Carolina State. They might be the #1 overall seed in the NIT bracket instead. Other teams that might be out, they're on that first 4 outline along with North Carolina State, look like this. The Belmont Bruins, who currently have 5 losses this season. They lost in the Ohio Valley Conference Final to Murray State. As well, the Texas Longhorns are there with a 16-16 record. They're at 500 on the year, and they're inside the first 4 out currently. Whereas Indiana's inside the first 4 out as well. They have some really, really big quality wins. They beat Michigan State. If Michigan State wins today, that could help out Indiana's cause, and maybe Indiana could sneak their way into the bracket. We'll see. But Indiana has beat Michigan State twice. They beat Maryland, I believe. They beat a couple of big top 25 teams to get themselves back into bubble contention. We'll see if that's enough for the Indiana Hoosiers. I think they beat Marquette as well in non-conference play. Inside the next 4 out, Alabama really needed to advance to the next round in their game of the SEC tournament, but they failed to do so. So right now they're on the next 4 out line, along with Clemson, who saw North Carolina State come back as the Wolfpack were down by 16 points earlier this week in their first conference tournament game, and Clemson blew a 16-point lead to see them lose by 1 against NC State. That game basically decided everything. Lipscomb, right now they're still on the bubble, same as UNC Greensboro. So 2 mid-major teams in different conferences. Lipscomb lost in their conference tournament final in the Atlantic Sun to Liberty. So Liberty got the automatic bid. Will Lipscomb be able to get in even without that? It's going to be tough for Lipscomb to get in, and also tough for UNC Greensboro as well, as they lost to Wofford in the Southern Conference tournament final a week ago. For teams right on the bubble, Virginia Commonwealth, they lost in their first game of the A10 tournament against Rhode Island. So right now they're inside that last 4 buys place. Same as Oklahoma and Florida. Florida might have won their way into the bracket after they beat LSU. towards the end of this week in their SEC conference tournament game. And Ohio State. Ohio State beat Indiana. Basically, that game, it was the winner of that game, Ohio State against Indiana, had like an 80% chance to get in the bracket after that. And the loser had like a 10% chance to get into the bracket. So right now we're still on this halftime timeout between Auburn and Tennessee. When we do get back to action, the score will be 32-23 as the Tigers have a 9-point lead. A big bucket before halftime, though, by Tennessee to cut that 11-point lead down to 9. So it looks like we're still at halftime with St. Bonaventure and St. Louis as well, 34-25. That game's going on CBS. Following that, I'll have Michigan against Michigan State. One of the games is closing out right now, the Ivy League tournament final. About a minute and a half left to play. Yale with a 95-82 lead over Harvard. Looks like Yale will most likely punch their ticket into the tournament, and when they do so, they'll have a record of 22-7 and 10-4 in the Ivy as well. So Yale could be one of those teams that might squeak their way into the round of 32. If it's a good matchup, they might get there, as they're beating Harvard right now with 95 points currently in that game. But yeah, we have a couple of teams there that could definitely squeak their way into the tournament and beat teams left and right. One of them's the Oregon Ducks, as bracketology has them currently at a number 11 seed in the latest bracket projections on ESPN. Oregon has won 8 games in a row. This is a team to look out for. They're finally getting back together on the court. They lost their big star player, a top 15 NBA draft pick in non-conference play, Bol Bol, to injury. He averaged about 20 points per game. But here we are. The Oregon Ducks won the Pac-12 tournament final yesterday. They beat the number 1 seed Washington, and they beat them 2 times this season. Once last week at Washington's arena, and yesterday they beat them by 20 points. So watch out for this Oregon Ducks team. They are red hot, coming off an 8-game winning streak, looking to beat some more teams in the tournament. So that's the team to watch out for. They also have experience from the Final Four team 2 years ago. They played with Dylan Brooks as well for Oregon back in 2017. Peyton Pritchard, the point guard for Oregon, was back on that team, who made it all the way to the Final Four 2 years ago. Here we are back to action, though. Tennessee and Auburn getting ready for the second half here. So almost ready for we did get started here with the second half. Looks like stoppage in time on the court. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. 19:50 left to go in this game. 32-23, 9-point lead by the Tigers. Tennessee with the ball. They have it top of the key with Schofield. Passes it inside. And a jumper at the baseline. No good. Tennessee has not been able to hit jumpers today. That one rattled out off the top of the iron, rebounded by Auburn. So Auburn now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. Chuma Okeke. Hey, thanks for coming back. As here we are, we started off the second half. Okeke with the ball. He passes it into the hands of Horace Spencer. He passes this one right wing of the 3-point perimeter to Bryce Brown. Dribbles towards that top of the key. That's Jared Harper with the ball now. Left wing 3, Harper. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Tennessee with 19:05 left to go. Tennessee takes it past the timeline. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below and the subscribe button as well. Tennessee kicks it back outside. Left corner with the ball. They have it at the left wing of the perimeter with Lamonte Turner. Turner passes off to the top of the key with Grant Williams. Williams passes left wing of the perimeter here. Left wing 3 from the outside. No good by Tennessee, and the ball gets tipped out of bounds as Kyle Alexander tried to rebound it for Tennessee, and it goes off his fingertips and into the cheerleader section. We have 18:43 left to go. Auburn will get the ball back. They take it past the left side of that timeline. They do with Jared Harper. He has double-digit points in 29 games this season out of the 37 games he's played. I started this channel up about like 2 months ago or so. So So yeah, every day though, I'm determined to keep on going, and keep on growing as well. So here we are back to action. Auburn and Tennessee. Auburn gets the inbound. 2 months on this channel basically, and it seems like everybody loves this. So Auburn now with the ball, and we get ourselves offensive. No, yeah, I think we'll see here. Yeah, offensive foul on the play by the Tigers with 18:24 left to go. So Tennessee will get the inbound. 4 turnovers by the Tigers. I think 13 turnovers by the Vols. 18:15 left to go. Tennessee with the ball now at the top of the key. They pass it left wing of that 3-point perimeter, dribbling baseline with it. Lamonte Turner. Turner looking for somebody who's open. Passes it left wing of the perimeter to Grant Williams. Hands it off. Back into the hands of Turner. They need to get the ball into his hands more. Floats up the shot, and he has 10 points today. Lamonte Turner with a big bucket, 32-25. Is in order for Tennessee to get back into this game, they need to start feeding Turner the ball more. 32-25, 17:45 left to go. Auburn trying to dribble baseline, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Auburn will get the ball back here, 17:43 left. I wouldn't be able to switch that camera to TV because if I do so, I'll get a copyright strike for that. So if I do that, YouTube will like take down my video on the game. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. I've seen it done for like NFL games and stuff like that. 3-point shot goes down from the right corner by Auburn, 10-point lead, 35-25. Yeah, I've seen people do that for the NFL games when they do them, and then like 10 minutes later, their video gets taken down by YouTube. And then once it gets taken down by YouTube, they get a copyright strike, and then they're not allowed to post videos for like 30 days on their account. Left corner 3 from the outside goes down for Lamonte Turner. They need to start feeding him the ball, and they've done so again in the second half. 35-28, 17:05 left to go. Auburn with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. They take the 3-point shot, and they nail it right there. A huge 3-point shot with a hand in the face. Chuma Okeke with 10 points right now for the Tigers. 38-28. Auburn up by 10. Tennessee with the ball. 16:50 left to go. We try to go for a 3-point shot. Tennessee misses it. It gets rebounded by Auburn here. 16:40 left remaining in the game. Auburn with the ball. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. Left wing of the 3-point perimeter here for the Tigers. They're trying to work their way inside. They kick the ball back outside. Right wing 3. And they knock it down again. Malik Dunbar with a 3-point shot. The shots are falling behind the 3-point line for the Auburn Tigers. 16:15 left remaining in this game. 3 for 4 shooting from behind the arc in the second half for Auburn. 41-28 the score. Auburn up by 13. Tennessee with the ball. Top of the key, they have it with Admiral Schofield. He passes it right wing of that 3-point perimeter here to Lamonte Turner. Turner now passes top of the key for the Vols back to the right wing of the perimeter. Right wing 3 by Turner. Deep from the outside, hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Auburn into the hands of Malik Dunbar. Dunbar takes it past the timeline. The pass inside underneath the basket, low post. Kicks it back outside. Left corner 3 by Auburn. No good off the top of the mark. Offensive rebound, though, by Okeke. He puts the ball into the hands of Jared Harper. Sets back up the offense. 10 points, 9 rebounds today by Okeke. 41-28 Auburn with a 13-point lead with 15:25 left to go. They dribble towards the right wing of the 3-point perimeter. They pass it off. Right wing 3 from outside by the Tigers. Hits the rim short. Rebounded by Schofield of Tennessee. Tennessee with the ball now. They have it at the right elbow. Inside that 3-point perimeter. They dribble back out towards that top of the key. They're calling out the play here. Jordan Bone has the ball for the Vols. And almost a steal by Auburn. Bone gets it back, though. Passes inside underneath the basket here. And bodies collide. Steal by Auburn. 41-28. Auburn now trying to go to the bucket, and a foul called with 14:52 left. And a player down as well for the Tigers, as that was a pretty big foul. Number 4 for Auburn, Malik Dunbar, hit the floor hard. He's down, and he's hurting right now for the Tigers. I'm going to update you guys here in the chat with the score. 14:52 left to go. Auburn right now with a 13-point lead. Let's see what's going on with Dunbar. Is he was fast in transition. There he goes. He just got up. Looks like Malik Dunbar is okay, so he's walking back on his own power. Here in the replay, he He tried to dribble inside to lay it up and in on the fast break. He got denied by Tennessee, and he fell hard on the ground right there on the hard court, right on his back. So it looks like we do have a TV timeout called on the court, but hot start again for the second half for the Auburn Tigers, shooting the ball 3 for 4 to open up the second half from the outside perimeter. They have the 41-28 lead. Watch out for Auburn, guys. When they're in the tournament, they're getting hot right now, just like the Oregon Ducks with their 8-game winning streak. This Auburn team looking really, really good at this point. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Hit that like button and the subscribe button down below, as I do play-by-play and live reaction videos at college basketball games. So stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So we're currently on the TV timeout. Auburn with a 13-point lead. When we do get back, we'll have 14:52 left to go in the game. We did crown a champion in the Ivy League minutes ago. Yale beat Harvard 97-85. So the Yale Bulldogs will be going to the big dance with a record of 23-7 overall in the Ivy League. As far as other games going on, St. Bonaventure against St. Louis in the A-10 title game. The Bonnies with a 41-33 lead at this point of the game with around 15 and a half left to go. Texas Arlington playing against Georgia State in the Sun Belt Conference title game. Texas Arlington with an 8-point lead, 12-4. Currently in that one, Cincinnati against Houston tips off about an hour from now, and Michigan against Michigan State tips off in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So Auburn right now, looking good for the Tigers. They look like they possibly could play spoiler in the tournament, maybe into a deep run as well. They look really, really hot at this stage of the game, stealing the ball from Tennessee, forcing them into a lot of turnovers. Auburn is a top 5 team in all college basketball in steals. When they do shoot the 3 ball today's games, the shots have fallen down from behind the arc for this Auburn Tigers team. Even though they're getting out rebounded 28-25, Auburn has stolen the ball off Tennessee 11 times in this game, and they forced Tennessee into 13 turnovers in this game. So Auburn's played some really, really clean basketball as of late. The last time they played against Tennessee, they only turned the ball over 5 turnovers. Auburn's turned the ball over 4 times right now. Tennessee has turned the ball over way too many times, 13 times total so far in this one. So I'm just going to look at these leading scores here for both of these teams. We got 2 players in double-digit points for the Tigers. Looks like Bryce Brown is leading the way, 3 for 7 shooting from behind the arc. He has 11 points right now. And Chuma Okeke, the big man, overpowering people right on the boards as well. 10 points, 9 rebounds so far by Okeke in this game for the Tigers. 13 points right now by Tennessee. Lamonte Turner has 13 points leading the way. And they need to really get the ball to Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams. Their 1-2 scores a whole lot more. Grant Williams with only 2 points right now. Schofield with 4. Here we are back to action at the free throw line. Tennessee just, I think, 41-28 right now. That's the score. There's a big conversation along the sideline for Tennessee. Make it 42-28, and Auburn just hit the second one at the free throw line as well, 43-28. So right before we went to commercial break, Auburn was fouled. They went to the free throw line, and Malik Dunbar hit both of those shots down. 15-point lead for the Tigers, largest lead of the game. 43-28. Auburn has attempted 26 3-point shots. They've knocked down 8. Tennessee with the ball, down by 15. And Tennessee misses the shot. Rebound by Auburn here. They take it up fast tempo in the transition, and a huge block right there by the Vols. It might have been over the cylinder of the net right there, but it looks like the refs didn't call it, as Auburn tried to lay that one up and in, as that was Jared Harper who tried to lay it. Let's see. No, so it was right at the right side of the backboard right there, so a little bit more over the top. It would have been over the cylinder for goaltending, but they weren't able to get the call. 43-28, Auburn with the ball. They have it into the hands of Jared Harper. Harper passes it off top of the key here to Chuma Okeke. He has 10 points, 5 rebounds right now for the Tigers. Auburn with a 43-28 lead, trying to get some more, and they do. 45-28, Auburn right now. Samir Dowdy with a late lay-in right there into the rim. 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Tennessee going high off the glass, up and in. They get that shot to fall. 45-30. Jordan Bone getting Tennessee back, winning 15. Auburn with the ball. They take it past the left side of the timeline, trying to dribble inside, kicks it back outside. They're around the three-point perimeter. Right corner three by the Tigers. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Austin Wiley, and he's fouled with 13:48 left to go. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play and live reaction videos of college basketball games, so stay in the know here throughout the March Madness tournament with my channel. Oh, thank you for coming back. I know you. We hung out yesterday. So, yeah, Auburn right now with a 45-30 lead. We have 13:48 left to go, and the Tigers get the ball. Top of the key three here by Auburn. Knocks it down. 48-30, 18-point lead here by Auburn. 13 points by Chuma Okeke. Chuma Okeke, 13 points. 9 of those points in the second half. 48-30. Tennessee now with the ball, and a huge denial right there by Auburn. They take it all the way up the court, kick the ball outside. Right corner three in transition. They knock it down. 51-30. This game's getting out of hand. Bryce Brown with a huge three-point shot for Auburn. 21-point lead here by the projected number 5 seed in the March Madness tournament. Tennessee goes up top, lays it up and in the low post. They needed that bucket, but still they're down by 19. Grant Williams, the leading scorer for the Vols, just got his 4th point of the game. Auburn is crushing Tennessee. Going to update you guys here with a chat. 12:45 left to go in this game. 19-point lead here by Auburn. Auburn with the ball. Another three, left corner, and another three-point shot goes down. Oh my goodness, sinking them left and right. Chuma Okeke, 16 points, 5 for 8 from behind the arc. 54-32, Tennessee with the ball. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button down below and the subscribe button as well. Play-by-play and live reaction videos to the channel. Auburn with another steal. Sloppy game by Tennessee. 15 turnovers by the Vols. Auburn, top of the key three. They missed that one, rebounded by Tennessee. 12-10 left to go in this game. 22-point lead by Auburn. Tennessee in trouble. They were a month ago the number 1 team in the AP top 25, and then they got crushed at Rupp Arena against Kentucky. They hit down that shot. Free throw circle jumper by Jordan Bone goes down. 54-34. 11:50 left remaining. Auburn with the ball. They pass the timeline. They have a 20-point lead. They're at the left wing of the three-point perimeter here with Bryce Brown. He's had quite the game here for the Tigers. Brown with 11:38 remaining. Passes at top of the key with Chuma Okeke. 16 points, 9 rebounds. Okeke trying to go inside. Feeds it back outside. And now floats up a shot in the key. No good. It got swatted away. An offensive possession by Auburn. Right before the shot clock, they hit the rim. Offensive rebound. They score, and they get the bucket and the foul. 56-34 off the offensive rebound from Austin Wiley, a bench player for Auburn, who got the offensive rebound as a shot clock was right there expiring. The backboard lit up in red. He banks the shot home off the offensive boards, and he'll go to the line for one when we do get back from a commercial break. What a game here played by the Auburn Tigers. 56-34 with 11:22 left to go when we do get back to action. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Hit that like button down below if you're new to the channel, the subscribe button as well, as I'll be calling Michigan against Michigan State. That game will be tipping off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, but right now we're on a commercial break, and it's total domination by the Auburn Tigers in this one, 56-34. We look to the leading players of this game. Chuma Okeke for Auburn, 16 points, 9 rebounds, leading the Tigers right now. Bryce Brown, 14 points, 2 steals, 2 assists to add to his name as well. For Tennessee, the leading scorers, Lamonte Turner, 13 points. Coming into this game, Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield were number 1 and number 2 on points scored per game for Tennessee. Both of those players have only scored 4 points in this matchup. Auburn has just been incredible, forcing turnover after turnover by Tennessee. 15 turnovers at this stage of the game by Tennessee. And we still have 11 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in this game. Auburn playing as close as to a clean game as possible. They've only turned the ball over four times in this one. On the season, Auburn averages just above 9 steals per game. They have 13 steals right now. In this one, only 1 steal has been made by Tennessee. Those numbers basically tell it all. Wow. Auburn came out to play. They're projected by ESPN to be a number 5 seed in the bracket, possibly moving up to a 4 after the W today if they can hold on to this gigantic 22-point lead. They're doing basically everything. That 3-point shot has got them going. They've got the shots to keep on falling down one after another for this Auburn Tigers team. So from the 3-point range, they've attempted 32 shots today for Auburn. They've knocked down 11 3-pointers. 33 points off of 3-point shots. That's more than half their points right there off of 3-pointers. 33 out of the 56 points so far for Auburn has been from behind the arc. That is crazy right now. And they've been doing an excellent job at every single stage of the game, forcing Tennessee into 15 turnovers. Bruce Pearl and the Auburn squad really came to play. And they came to play against Bruce Pearl's former team today. So we're going to get back to action momentarily. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play games of college basketball for you guys of what's been going on the screen. Auburn right now with a 22-point lead, trying to add to it. They're at the free throw line. They're at the 1-and-1 at the free throw line, and they hit that one. Actually, an and one because they banked at home and they were fouled as well. 57-34. Going to update you guys here with a score. Auburn with a 23-point lead. We have 11:15 left to go in this game. Tennessee gets the ball. What a game here played by Auburn. Top 5 in college basketball in steals per game. They have 13 steals today, and that was a big bucket down low for Tennessee. Floated up the shot in the key, and they got fouled as well. So 57-36. They'll go to the line for the and one. We still got 11:09 left to go. Stranger things have happened here. They can make this a 20-point game, and they do not. They missed a free throw. $57-36, and let's see who gets the ball here. There might have been, yeah, the ball was tapped out of bounds on the play. Thought for a second it might have been a lane violation, but no, there was a foul called as the ball was tapped out of bounds as Auburn tried to rebound it. It looks like for Auburn, that's Anthony McLemore, who just got charged with a foul. He's in quite a bit of foul trouble. 0 points from McLemore today and 4 fouls on the game. So he'll get subbed out. Here's the refs are at the review stand looking at the last play. Looking like they're going to review a hook and a hold foul as Tennessee missed the free throw shot at the line. And Auburn tried to rebound it, but there were a couple of bodies right there going after the rebound. And the ball did get tipped out of bounds by Auburn, it looks like here on the replay. Looking at the replay, it was 3 guys going after. It was 2 navy jerseys right there with Auburn going after the 1 white jersey for Tennessee on the rebound. So the refs at the review stand currently. 57-36 is the score when we do get back to action. I'm going to update you guys on the other games going on in college basketball. A-10 tournament final, St. Bonaventure beating St. Louis 44-40. We have about 10 minutes left to go in that game. Texas Arlington up against Georgia State with 9:40 left to go before halftime, 23-19. The American Conference final between Cincinnati and Houston, that one will tip off in about 45 minutes. Yale beat Harvard in the Ivy League final today, 97-85. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play videos of my commentary, the college basketball game, so stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So there was a hook and a hold on the rebound there by Auburn, so the refs roll a flagrant 1 on the play by the Tigers. So it looks like Tennessee will be shooting some free throws at the line. So here we are. Flagrant 1 just called, charged on Auburn. Kyle Alexander at the line. Hits his first one for the Bulls. 57-37. He's got a few more free throws here. Second one knocks that down, 57-38. So we have 11:09 left to go in action of this one. The flagrant one was just called, charged on Auburn. Looks like Anthony McLemore was the one who got called with a flagrant one. 57-38 is the score, and Tennessee will get the rebound here. They try to pass the ball around the perimeter, and they turn it over. Another turnover by Tennessee. They're trying to plead their case to the officials here with 11:03 left to go. 57-38. Let's see if they'll look at it. Let's see here on the replay. So I'm looking at it. The ball was tipped up in the air by Auburn, and Tennessee tried to save it before it went out of bounds. Oh, yeah, it looked like it was tipped out by Auburn and went over the top of a Tennessee player's head. So the refs will review. They just reviewed the call, and they changed it. So the ball will go back here to Tennessee on the inbound. So the Vols have it at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. They put the ball into the hands of Grant Williams, trying to dribble baseline. Jumper, knocks it down right there. It was a 23-point lead. Now it's down to 17. 57-40. Auburn with the ball, takes it past the left side of the timeline. He passes the ball off here. Now it goes in top of the key to the right wing of the perimeter. Samir Dowdy with the ball for Auburn. Dribbles top of the key here, trying to work his way inside. Going into the lane. And what a shot block right there by Tennessee as it goes out of bounds. Jordan Bowden denies Dowdy in the lane from laying it up and in. 3 blocks in the second half here by the Vols against the Auburn Tigers. Gonna update you guys once again here in the chat. Auburn will get the inbound. They're up by 17. Trying to work their way low post. Make it 19 as that shot goes home. Hooked it up there in the key with 10:20 left to go. 59-40. Just updated the score. Like the video, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Auburn with a big steal, a strip in the lane, in transition, left corner 3. Knocks it down. Another 3-point. It's raining threes here for the Auburn Tigers. Denzel Purifoy knocked down that one. 62-40. Under 10 left to play. 16 turnovers in this game by Tennessee. Only 4 by Auburn. The Vols here with the ball, backing their way inside. Low post jumper. No good by Schofield. Off the iron. Rebounded by Auburn. Slowing down the tempo here for the Tigers. 62-40. 9:35 left to go. Auburn with the ball. They take it past the timeline. This is Jared Harper towards the left corner of that front court. Harper dribbles now, right wing of the perimeter, puts the ball into the hands of Samir Dowdy, the best 3-point shooter in the SEC. And now he puts the ball into the hands of Turner, try to skip past it across the court, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Auburn. So it's a turnover by Auburn. That's only their 5th turnover of the game. Jared Harper just threw that pass, chucked it across the other side of the court a little bit too high for his teammates. So the ball will go back to Tennessee. 0 points today by Jared Harper. He was the leading scorer yesterday with 20 against Florida. Very, very uncharacteristic as Jared Harper has 0 points and Auburn is still up by 22. Tennessee trying to dribble low post. Banks at home right there as they get that one to fall in the key. 62-42. 8:55 left to go. Lamonte Turner with 15 points. They need to start feeding him the ball more often in big-time games like these. Auburn now with the ball. Inside the key, trying to lay it up and in. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebounded by Tennessee. 8:40 remaining. Tennessee now bursts the speed inside. Kicks it back outside left corner 3. And they knock it down. We're not done yet. 62-45. Jordan Bowden with a 3-point shot for the Vols. We got ourselves a ball game as Tennessee's trying to crawl their way back here. And a turnover. Auburn has turned the ball over 6 times now. 2 times in the past 3 possessions. They get stripped in the lane right there. 8:10 left to go. Tennessee at the free throw circle. They pass it at the right elbow, backing their way inside the key. Jumper in the key, up and in. Making life out of this one for the Vols. Grant Williams with 10 points right now for the Volunteers. 62-47. 7:50 left to go. Left corner 3, and that silences the Tennessee crowd. 3 ball goes down for Auburn. 65-47. Bryce Brown with 17 points. Tennessee now with the ball. Left wing of that 3-point perimeter. That's Lamonte Turner. Left wing 3 from the outside. Knocks it down. by Turner. Grant Williams hit the three ball right there. Raining threes here for both of these teams. 7.5 left to go. 65-50. Auburn with the ball. They're at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. They dribble out now towards that top of the key. Pass it now to the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Another three. And another make right there by Auburn. 68-50. Denzel Purifoy. 10 points in today's game. 18-point lead. This is crazy. 14 for 35 from three-point land by Auburn. Three ball goes down. Tennessee. 4 in a row. Three balls have gone down back to back to back to back. 2 apiece. 68-53. Auburn up by 15. Tennessee's been knocking down three-point shots, but Auburn has done a call and response. Auburn now with the ball. Left wing of the three-point perimeter with Bryce Brown. Brown now with 6:35 left to go, dribbling. Left wing with it. Trying to take it inside. Floating it up over the top. We got ourselves a foul on the floor. Tennessee tried to take the charge, but they weren't in position. So Bryce Brown at the free throw line when we do get back. Going to update you guys with a score. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I call play-by-play games of college basketball action, so stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We just updated you guys with a score, 68-53 right now. This is a crazy game, as in terms of three-point shots, turnovers in this game. It's been crazy. Auburn has basically played a much, indeed, perfect game in this one. It's incredible how Auburn's played. Besides the back-to-back turnovers they had a few minutes ago. But, yeah, they forced Tennessee into 16 turnovers in this one. Auburn with only 6 turnovers. But one of the things that's been the key here for Auburn, three-point shots. They've converted on 14 three-point shots out of 35 attempts. That is just insane today. That's 40% from behind the arc. Great job for Auburn. Tennessee is 7 for 12 shooting three-point shots. So Auburn, they have 68 points. 42 of those points have been from three-point shots in this game. And that's why they have 68 points with 6.5 minutes remaining compared to Tennessee's only 53. The projected number 5 seed in the tournament, the Auburn Tigers, beating Tennessee by 15 right now. Tennessee, if they had won the game, they would have had a chance to be on the 1 line if the committee had taken them over Gonzaga. Depending on the outcome of Michigan State against Michigan, if Michigan State did win that game today, most likely they'll be on the 1 line. But here we are, 6:31 remaining with Auburn with a 15-point lead. Going to update you guys on some other games going on in college basketball. St. Bonaventure against St. Louis in the A-10 title game. The Bonnies with a 2-point lead currently, 44-42. Texas Arlington beating Georgia. No, Texas Arlington's down right now against Georgia State. They were winning a few minutes ago, but Georgia State takes the lead, 28-23 with around 6 minutes left to go before halftime. And we crowned another conference tournament champ earlier today. Yale beat Harvard in the Ivy League final, 97-85. So this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well. Let's see these leading scores for both of these teams. For the Auburn Tigers, leading the way, 18 points right now by Bryce Brown. He has 2 assists and 2 steals as well in this game. Chuma Okeke adding in 16 points for Auburn currently in this game. 3 steals and a block, also 9 rebounds. Just needs 1 more rebound and he has himself a double-double. For the Tennessee Vols, the leading scorer right now, Lamonte Turner, 15 points. Grant Williams with 13 points. And 10 points by Jordan Bowden. So that's what Tennessee is like compared to Auburn. Going to get back to action really shortly here with both of these teams. It's been raining three-point shots throughout the past few minutes. So here we are. We're going to get back to this game. Auburn at the free throw line. First shot, and they knock it down. 69-53. They have the lead. First shot at the free throw line goes down. Second one is a make as well. There for Auburn, and they have themselves a 17-point lead, 70-53 with under 6.5 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. Burst the speed inside the post, and Auburn denies them right there on a big block down low. 6:18 left to go. Auburn left wing three. And no good from the outside. And they save it. Offensive rebound by Auburn in the right corner of the perimeter. They slow down time, set back up the offense. 25 left on the shot clock. 6:05 left to go in the game clock. Auburn with the ball. Top of the key here, Jared Harper. Been held scoreless today. Lob pass over the top, up and in, into the basket right there for the Tigers. 72-53. 19-point lead by Auburn in the SEC title game. 5:45 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. Left elbow deep two by the Vols. They respond right there. They knock it down. 72-55. 5:40 left to go. Auburn here back with the ball. As they slow down tempo, Lamonte Turner of Tennessee has 17 points. Auburn now, top of the key with the ball. They dribble towards the left wing of the perimeter. This is Jared Harper. Harper calling out the plays, 14 on the shot clock, 5:22 left on the game clock. Harper thinking about going, spin move inside, jumper, turnaround, fader, no good, off the rim, rebounded by the Tigers here. Harper, and he gets called for the up and down right there on the play, so it'll be a turnover back to Tennessee. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play and live reactions of college basketball games, and I'll be doing this into the March Madness tournament. Also, feel free to watch the next one, Michigan against Michigan State, a Big Ten title game following this one around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Here we are back to action, 72-55. Dribbling baseline, and it looks like we do have a foul called on Auburn. Yeah, very strange fact here is that Jared Harper was the leading scorer yesterday against Florida for Auburn. He had 20 points. The game before that against South Carolina, he had 27 points. Today, Jared Harper has been held scoreless for Auburn, yet they still have a huge lead. Shot inside on the inbound, no good by Tennessee off the backboard, and it gets tapped out of bounds with 5:04 left to go. So Jared Harper has been scoreless. He also just committed his third foul of the game for the Tigers. So Tennessee will be at the free throw line here with 5:04 remaining. So Jared Harper, 0 points, shooting 0 for 8 from the field. Lamonte Turner at the free throw line for Tennessee. Like, share, subscribe to my video if you're new to the channel as well. First shot at the free throw line goes down for the Vols. They're still down by 16. I'm going to update you guys with the score here in the chat. Auburn 72, Tennessee 56. Second shot by Lamonte Turner at the free throw line. And dials that one up 72-57. Is the score right now. Auburn gets the ball back on the inbound, under 5 left to play. The Tigers pass the right side of the timeline. Jared Harper, 0 points, but the Tigers have found other ways to do it from behind the arc. Harper passes that ball off. Top of the key here. Top of the key three for the Tigers. Hits the top of the iron. Offensive rebound by Okeke. He has a double-double today, and the Tigers set back to the offense. Chuma Okeke, I think he has 16 points and 10 rebounds now. So Jared Harper has the ball in his hands. 18 points, 12 rebounds for Okeke today. 4.5 left to go. Harper with the ball, left wing of the perimeter. Dribbling, feeds the ball inside, and they kick it back outside. They try to make their move inside a low post, and it looks like we do have a foul call with 4:21 left to go. Tennessee trying to get in position for the charge right there, and the refs say that it was a foul committed by the Vols. The Vols fans can't believe it either. Right there. They thought they took the charge on the play. So trying to dribble inside the low post. Malik Dunbar in the lane. Looked like he almost ran over the Tennessee player. It also looked like Admiral Schofield got himself in position to take the charge, but the refs didn't call it. So here we are. It's a shooting foul instead of a offensive foul. So Dunbar is at the free throw line for Auburn. So here we are shooting free throws. Auburn with a big lead with a rainbow on the free throw, and he missed that first shot. 72-57 is the score. We have 4:21 left to go. There'll be a second attempt at the charity stripe here by Malik Dunbar of Auburn. Second one goes down. That one is good. 73-57. Tennessee now with the ball. It's crunch time. Under 4:20 left to play. They try to dribble inside, and the ball gets Kicked out of bounds by Auburn. So Tennessee will get it back on the inbound with 4:15 left to go. This is a shocker here, though. Auburn playing their 4th game in 4 straight days. They beat the 12 seed Missouri by 10. They beat South Carolina. And they beat Florida to advance here. First shot, no good by Tennessee, and Auburn gets the rebound. 4:05 left to go. The Vols are in trouble here in the SEC title game. Auburn takes it past the right side of the timeline. Hit the like button and subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. Auburn now with the ball. Jared Harper, top of the key, and he gets fouled there with 3:52 left remaining in the game. I'm going to update you guys here inside the chat for this one. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I do play-by-play of college basketball games, so stay in the know here into the March Madness tournament as well with my channel. So we have 3:52 left to go. We're on a commercial break right now. We'll be getting you guys momentarily to action between Michigan and Michigan State. Sooner than you think. It's about 40 minutes away from tip-off there. St. Louis has the lead now against St. Bonaventure in the A10 tournament final game. 4.5 left to go in that one. And the Billikens with a 52-46 lead against the Bonnies. And other conference tournament games going on right now. Georgia State with a 32-25 lead against Texas Arlington in the Sun Belt Conference final. Around a half an hour from now, Houston against Cincinnati will tip off in the American Conference tournament final. And Michigan against Michigan State. I'll have that stream for you guys later today around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time for that game. So leading the way for the Tennessee Vols is Lamonte Turner. He has 19 points right now, but they're still down by a good margin, 73-57. Grant Williams with 13 points by Tennessee, 10 points off the bench by Jordan Bowden. 19 points leading the way by Bryce Brown of Auburn. Chuma Okeke with a double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds in this game by Chuma Okeke today, and D'Angelo Pufferoy, 10 points for Auburn. So those are the leading scorers here. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below and the subscribe button as well. I do play-by-play with commentary of college basketball games. This is stream number 1 out of 2 streams I'll be doing today. Join me for Michigan State against Michigan, the next game coming up very shortly, about, I think, around 35-40 minutes from now or so. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time is the tip-off for that one. We have 3:52 remaining in this game. Looking more and like that Auburn will be the SEC title champions if they do hold on here with a W. Tennessee will go to the free throw line, though. So they'll see if they can cut into this Auburn lead. Jared Harper, surprising fact here, has not scored a single point today. Oh, Auburn's at the free throw line. First shot goes down by Jared Harper. So he finally gets his first point of the game, 74-57. So Jared Harper with 1 point today for Auburn. 16 turnovers by Tennessee. Only 7 by Auburn. 14 steals today by the number 3 team in the nation is stealing the ball, the Auburn Tigers. 75-57, Harper hit both of them. And a turnover by the Vols. That basically sums up their day right there. They try to pass the ball on the right wing of the perimeter, and it just sails a little bit too right to their teammate. So the ball will go back to Tennessee here with 3:40 left to go. Updating the score for you guys here in the chat. Auburn with the ball, chewing up the clock. 3.5 left remaining. Join me for my next stream, Michigan against Michigan State, coming up very shortly, 3 p.m. Eastern time. The Tigers with the ball. They put it into the hands of Jared Harper with 3:20 left to play. 3 on the shot clock. Deep 3 by Harper. No good, and it did hit the rim. Auburn tried to save it, but the ball went out of bounds. I cannot believe that there was not a shooting foul there. Jared Harper tried to take like a 30-foot three-point shot, and he was knocked down in the process doing so when he tried to shoot that ball. So no foul call. The ball goes back to Tennessee as Auburn tried to save it before it went out of bounds and it hit the baseline. Tennessee gets the ball, the right side of the perimeter. Admiral Schofield, he passes it right wing of that three-point perimeter here. This is Lamonte Turner, dribbles to the top of the key. Under 3 left to go. Turner now with the ball. Passes it right wing to Schofield. Deep 3. Admiral no good from the outside. Rebounded by Auburn. Admiral Schofield had back-to-back 3-point shots to give Tennessee the win against Gonzaga earlier in non-conference play in November. Today, nada from three-point land for the Vols. 75-57. Not a whole lot of good shooting that's gone down by Tennessee on the jump shots today. And a foul called by Schofield as well. That's his 4th foul he's picked up in this one. I'm going to update you guys once again in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe button down below as I do play-by-play commentary of college basketball games. I'll be doing this into the March Madness tournament quite often as well. So here we are at the free throw line. Jared Harper with 2 points. You think that Auburn was getting crushed where their leading scorer was only scoring 2 points, now make it 3. But no, they are up 76-57 with 2:34 left to go. Harper hit the first one. Let's see if Harper can make this a 20-point lead. He'll go and shoot a second shot here at the free throw line. Auburn with a gigantic lead throughout the entire portion of this half. Harper right there makes it. 20-point lead by the possible SEC champions here with the last 2.5 left to go. The Auburn Tigers. Tennessee, they float up the shot. They get it up in the key, and there's a player down for the Vols, and he is hurt as well, but he does get up on his full power right there. Hit the floor hard was Jordan Bone, the all-star point guard, ranked 1st in the conference in assists for the Vols. Hit the ground hard right there after he laid it up and in, but looks like he's okay. So we're back to action here. 2:18 left to go. Auburn with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They're up by 18. They pass the ball right corner of the perimeter. They're just chewing clock here, and Tennessee fouls with 2:11 left. So if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well, as I do play-by-play commentary of college basketball games. And feel free to join me on my next one, Michigan against Michigan State, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have that covered for you guys as well. And then don't forget about Selection Sunday. I'll be doing a live stream of Selection Sunday at around 6 p.m. for that. Tonight we'll discuss who makes it into the bracket. I'll give you the rundown once they give me all the stuff on the screen. First shot at the free throw line goes down for Auburn. Second one knocks that down. 79-59. 20-point lead with 2:10 left to go. Tennessee with the ball. Bryce Brown with 21 points leading the way for the Tigers. And Auburn trying to steal the ball. They do, and they couldn't save it. It rolled right down the edge of the court and out of bounds. Oh, nice effort, though, by the Auburn Tigers. That basically sums up this entire game. Jared Harper tried to commit the steal there. The ball just kept on rolling and rolling. He couldn't keep up with it, though. It's just basically like one of those tires rolling down the hallway, rolling down the highway, like just like that. If a tire falls out off the car for some reason, rolls down the highway, and it's going a fast speed and you can't catch up to it. So the ball goes back to Tennessee. They're down by 20. Under 2 left to play. And almost another steal, a reaching call by Auburn right there with 1:46 left to go. So the score is 79-59 currently. And Tennessee will get the ball here back on the inbound. Left wing 3 from the outside, and they knock it down. Still down by 17, though, Auburn with the ball. 79-62. 1.5 left to go, and a foul called, committed by Tennessee. So Auburn's in the double bonus anyway, shooting the ball. Going to update you guys with the score once again. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below and the subscribe button to stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 79-62. We're at the free throw line trying to look for 80 for the Auburn Tigers. Knocks that one down. They have 80 today. 18-point lead. Michigan against Michigan State coming up next. on conference tournament final selection Sunday day. Second shot from the line goes down. It's 81-62 is the score. As Tennessee has the ball working in the key, they float up the shot. They're fouled on the play with 1:27 left remaining. So we have 1:27 left until the SEC title is crowned to the Auburn Tigers. First shot at the line. It goes down still. A big lead here by Auburn. 81-63. Tennessee back at the free throw line to shoot another shot by Lamonte Turner. It's an 18-point lead by Auburn. Tennessee with Turner at the line with 1:27 left to go. Second shot, and it goes down. 81-64 is the score. Auburn here with the inbound. Tennessee not really looking to foul here as we have 1:20 left to go before we have the SEC champs crowned. And we do have looks like a timeout called by Bruce Pearl of Auburn with 1:17 left remaining as Auburn was dribbling the ball. They were close to the baseline there, almost close to turning that over. So we have a TV timeout on the floor. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that like button down below and the subscribe button as well as I call play-by-play commentary of college basketball games. So stay in the know here with Behind New York Basketball on YouTube, bringing you into the March Madness tournament. And I'll be doing the stream of Michigan against Michigan State coming up after this one tip-off in about a half an hour from now. Let's look to the leading scorers for this game before we end this one after this game concludes with the SEC champs. The leading scorer for this game, for the Auburn Tigers, 19 points by Bryce Brown, 18 points by Chuma Okeke, 12 rebounds added in as well. For Tennessee, 24 points leading the way for tonight's game for Lamonte Turner, and 13 points second on the team in scoring by Grant Williams. This is why Auburn's been so successful today, guys. 17 turnovers they forced Tennessee into for this game. And also Auburn from the three-point line, they've knocked down 14 three-point shots out of 38 on the game. That's 42 out of 81 points converted from the three-point line in this one. So Auburn, basically 50% of their points in this game have been three-point shots. As we are on a commercial break currently, we're going to get back to action momentarily here. Auburn and Tennessee, the SEC champions, the Auburn Tigers, will be crowned in a few minutes from now. They were projected to be a number 5 seed in the ESPN latest bracketology bracket. Selection Sunday today, everybody. And Auburn, they're looking for their first SEC title since 1985 in a SEC tournament title. And it looks like they're 1:17 left to go from doing it again. They beat Alabama in that 1985 SEC tournament championship 53-49. That was the last one that they've ever won. And if you think that tournament drought for the SEC title is a long way away, look to Tennessee. Tennessee has made it into so many NCAA tournaments, but their last SEC tournament title, you have to go all the way back to 1979, 40 years ago, for the last time they were crowned as champs in the SEC tournaments. 17 turnovers today didn't help the cause by Tennessee. 14 of them were steals by Auburn. Auburn now with the ball, a minute left, and that puts the exclamation point on that one. A deep three-pointer from 25 feet out by Jared Harper. 9 points by Harper, but his teammates picked him up. 84-64. 20-point lead by Auburn. And a shot no good by Tennessee, rebounded by the Tigers with 40 seconds left. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. Join me for my next game, Michigan against Michigan State. We're almost here, closing it out. 30 seconds left before we crown the SEC tournament champion, the Auburn Tigers. What an upset today. Tennessee was possibly going to be a number 1 seed if they had been able to win this game. Top of the key three, no good by Auburn. If Tennessee had won this game, they might have been a 1 seed if Michigan State had lost. And then if they had been more valuable than Gonzaga. 3-point shot, no good by Tennessee, and rebounded by Auburn. And this one looks like it's just gone final as it ticks down to double zeros on the clock. The Auburn Tigers are your SEC champions, 84-64. In this one, what a stunner here by Auburn. They improved to 26-9 overall in the season. Tennessee just received their 5th loss of the season, 29-5 overall. Wow, what an incredible upset here in the SEC tournament titles. 4 games in 4 days played by Auburn. Never give up, and they always have done it here, right here in this tournament, as they beat Missouri in their first round game by 10 points, beat South Carolina by 9 points. They beat Florida yesterday by 3, and today, not only did they beat Tennessee, they forced them into 17 turnovers, and they also crushed them by 20. So this has been it for Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Make sure to join me for my next stream. And that one starts about a half an hour from now, Michigan against Michigan State. So make sure to be there if you like college basketball for that one. And then don't forget, I'll be doing live reactions to the Selection Sunday coverage later today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been awesome here, as that was the SEC tournament. Join me back about a half an hour from now, as this has been Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube.